We come from Silicon Valley, so the energy comes from the sunshine of California. So anyway, first I want to thank Hadi and Rim for inviting me here. We're crazy people from Silicon Valley, basically buried every day, and they sent us the invitation. And then they said, okay, I would never been to Dubai, and then when we came, we were impressed. Dubai is like Hong Kong and Singapore of Asia. So first, let me introduce our team. We have 4 team members here. Ben Williams, could you stand up when I mention your name? Pavis Hansen. They are from, Pavis is from Geneva. Igor Gostinchik, also from Geneva. They're our development from Europe. Ben is based on Asia, and I'm from Silicon Valley. So TraDove is kind of a mini global company, and we work very closely as a team. So let me start, tell you what we do. For many years, I have been helping U.S. companies sourcing manufacturing from China. And during this process, I find out there's a significant problem in the B2B space. First is discovery. Your partner could be in the same town and you don't know where they are. It takes you weeks or months to find the right decision maker. And second is the transparency. How do you know your partner is any good? Or your product services you're going to buy is any good? Or the company do business, do they pay in time, do they deliver in time? And also, there's no effective tool of doing the we call precision advertising in the B2B space. And then lastly, trust is a significant issue, especially in international trade. How do you make sure that you get paid for the product services that you deliver? So 5-6 years ago, we founded TraDove to solve the problem, basically incorporating social network with the B2B space we call B2B 2.0. So you allow buyers and sellers set up their business profile, so you can use artificial intelligence and big data to match them up, so you can find each other within clicks rather than weeks or months. The other problem that we're solving is using the social network factor, such as references, endorsements. So you can find out very quickly who they are and how good they are. So you basically shorten the due diligence time. And lastly, because you know their business profile they're looking for, and for the first time you can do precision B2B advertising over the internet. And then we're currently using blockchain, which I'll talk to you later about basically solve the trust problem in the B2B space, replacing we call letter of credit. If you're in international trade, then you should be very familiar with it. So this is the market position. You'll see Facebook and Google are consumer network, LinkedIn a more kind of professional network, and we're a business social network. So the higher you go in the pyramid, the value per user is higher, so profit margin is higher because we don't need hundreds of millions of people. Maybe we only need 10 million, 20 million, and we can be extremely profitable. So, comparison of the players out there, as I said, Google and Facebook are mostly consumer play, and Alibaba is a major play in the B2B space too. But Alibaba is mostly in what we call B2B 1.0. 1.0 meaning it's more product service based, it's a marketplace. So the key difference between 1.0 and 2.0 is that you as a salesperson, you passively wait for people to look for you. So you go to Alibaba, you search wine bottles, and then you find this supplier. Now B2B 2.0 is different. It's a social network and two-way, so you can find your suppliers actively, find your buyers and customers actively. And LinkedIn is mostly, the problem with LinkedIn to be used in B2B is that 80-90% of LinkedIn users use Gmail and Yahoo Mail or other public mail. So you can fake somebody's profile within 5 minutes. So the credibilities are not that high. So we actually authenticate every user join our network. Okay. So this is our kind of achievements over the past 5 years of operation. So we have about 250,000 corporate users all over the world, many of them from Fortune 1000 companies. And because we authenticate every user, so we don't grow as fast as LinkedIn or Facebook of the world. So we don't have hundreds of million people, but we're currently moving at full speed right now. And we totally, on the equity investment, we totally raised about 10 million from very top investors, which I'll present later. So we have some of the top names out there, who's employed joining our network. So we're very fortunate. We're a post-ICO company. We're very fortunate that during the first quarter of this year, we did a 52 million ICO. We could have raised more, but it reached our hard cap. The significance of our ICO is that it opened up the corporate demand for basically another universe for the cryptocurrencies, for their sales, marketing needs. The global annual spending of sales and marketing for B2B is about $76 billion. So that's a very large market. So with that, we're currently developing the next generation blockchain payment network catered only for B2B, specifically for B2B, I should say. So, the traditional blockchain network like, Bitcoin or Ether, they are all no-transparent, meaning that all the transaction blocks are stored in all the computer nodes. Basically, mining those different servers, for example. So companies do not like that. Companies do not like their transaction records to be stored in other people's computer or even your competitor's computer. So another problem with the current network is that it's anonymous. You don't know who you're doing business with, right? You only know their wallet address. So companies do not like that either. So what we're doing is we're developing the next generation blockchain where blocks are only stored in the transacting parties. So this will make the network much lighter, more efficient, more environmentally friendly. And also we do identity management, so you would know what you're doing business with. So as a result, you can build a much lighter and faster blockchain network, something you can even run on your cell phone. So we're probably the first company that's going to deliver the first blockchain cell phone. This is very significant because a lot of developing countries, they do not have sophisticated internet connections. A lot of their internet connection in China in the early stage, for example, was through a cell phone in the rural places. So this will significantly facilitate the commerce, the trade between companies, between countries, and mostly for me to small enterprises. Now, so we're going to bring, especially this will be good for places where countries where banking network is weak. And then even for developed countries, we can add a lot of value as well. So it's paperless. We can send instantaneously, basically send the money, and we only need like very two simple internet connections. And there's no cost. Even you use Bitcoin or Ethereum, during congestion time, your cost could be pretty significant. So this is how it works. So we set up this network. So buyers buy the token from us using fiat currencies, one-to-one pegging. Our token is always one-to-one pegging to US dollars, euro, and others. So the buyer token, they will pay the token to the seller, and we and our partner, TraDove and its partner, our banking partner, which we already signed up on, would guarantee that anyone in this ecosystem can sell the token back to us on one-to-one pegging. So this is how it works. I'll just explain that. So the key benefits is that you can use the blockchain to replace the banking instrument like letter of credit to kind of establish trust for B2B trade, especially international trade. So make sure that you get paid for the product services you deliver. And it's low cost because letter of credit costs you 0.25% of transactions. So if you do a $10 million transaction, it will cost you $25,000. And it's paper intensive and it's very time consuming. We can execute just like milliseconds. And then again, there's no cost and no cost, and then or no cost. And then in some countries, especially European countries, the seller company can actually delay tax paying until they convert the token one-to-one to TraDove or our banking partner. So we have already signed up a major global, I would say, family enterprise from Switzerland. They're going to contribute $5 million into this project, and also their central bank relationship, and then their business network as well. This is a very powerful family. I think they are richer than Bill Gates. There are a lot of gold stored in all the 200-some banks and central banks all over the world. So this is our global presence. As I said, we're a mini global company. We have about, I would say, about 6-7 people in Silicon Valley. That's where we're headquartered in. And then we have 25 people in China. We have 15 people in Ukraine. And we have advisors, investors in like Germany, Japan, US, of course, so spread out the world. But we do not have a presentation here, and that's why when Hadi sent me the invitation, we made the decision to come here right away. So globally, we have about 50 people, actually 50 people. So we have a very top-notch, I would say, first-class team. People from like MIT, LinkedIn, Facebook, Amazon, Alibaba, and many other companies. Those are very solid people. First-class investors, as I told you, we raised about $10 million from, I would say, top-notch investors. People like Rick Rosenberg, who's the former CEO of Bank of Marquis, #2 bank in the world. We got former CFO Morgan Stanley. We got Gerhard Schumacher, former CEO of Siemens Inc., MIT professor, and even Mike Honda is the former retired congressman of the United States. He's actually one of the first 3 person who bought our token. He spent $3,000. Okay, so how do we make money? Now for the social network, in social networks, it's very typical. We let the buyer use for free, and we let the seller pay membership fees for premium services or value-added services. Or we can also charge precision advertising. As I said, the market for the global B2B marketing spending is $76 billion. The most exciting part is our blockchain network. So unlike Bitcoin or Ether, you have to pay gas or mining fees. We're going to let everyone use for free. The way we make money is this. Every time buyer buy the token from us, we issue the token to the buyer. We just issue 1.5% for ourselves. So this will encourage a quick spread out, or virus type of spread out of the token usage, in different economies, in Eurozone, the US dollar zone, or even Asia Pacific, like those. Imagine if you own 1.5% of all the US dollars or euro in circulation. So this is going to be very, very powerful and huge. The other way we make money is that, I heard about the previous speaker talk about, the central banks and those. So when buyer buy the token, they say buyer buy $100 in token, 100 token, 1-to-1 payment. If he pay the supplier 100 token, in the beginning, supplier will sell 100 token back to us for $100. 100% of the token we got paid. But once the token starts circulating, once the supplier can pay other suppliers in tokens, so he's not going to redeem 100 token for $100, which is the buyer paid. He's going to redeem like 60 token for $60, or 70 token for $70. So as a result, we'll accumulate hordes of cash, fiat cash, in our bank. So this is like you put money in your savings account in the bank. The bank doesn't own the money, but we can invest in a balance to generate significant interest. How big the market is? The international trading volume is $20 trillion. Not to mention about domestic trading volume in the United States, China, Japan, and Eurozone. So we will have a chance, basically, to build the largest bank in the world, just like Airbnb largest hotel, and Uber, the largest taxi company. Sorry, in Silicon Valley, we always dream very big. This is kind of a projection that we have for our business social network and our, I would say, the global blockchain payment network. So we got very good coverage, by the major media. We had Times, Forbes, Bloomberg, recently on Bloomberg, and also Fox Business News. All the interviews and videos like that. And then Forbes ranked us #2 new blockchain to watch for 2018. We can send you all those things in case you guys are interested. So this is our vision. We're going to, we have a great chance to build the largest bank in the world. The international monetary system, given the how do you say, the blockchain revolution and the crypto world is under, I would say, on the eve of great transition. Great companies will surface, and we could well be one of them. Just like Amazon doing this. I can always compare this time period to like 1993, 1994, where internet just took off. So and then we want to build the go-to place for people who do business as well. I come to Dubai. The reason we come to Dubai is we're short in this area, and we're seeking of setting up a presence here with the help of Hadi and Rim and our partner. We hope our local investors can help us to achieve that goal as well. Okay, so how do you participate? So as I said, we already did a $52 million ICO. So you can invest in our stock, you can buy our equity, and then we can give you, our ICO token as a bonus for every dollar you invest. And we already got $5 million commitment for that equity round. And you can also, if you want to participate in our the blockchain trading network, you can actually buy our trading token as well. As I said, we are offering two instruments. One is pegging to the US dollar, the other one is pegging to the euro. So it's always 1-to-1. So we can sell them to you, pre-mine those for you at 40 cents, basically 60 cents below the real value. And then, of course, if you are interested in our BB coin, you can go to a marketplace and buy it, or we can help you do it. Okay, that's basically my presentation. I may not have enough time for questions, but we'll have our two tables next door, and our partners are always here, the four parties team. You can always come and ask our questions. Okay, thank you so much for your time.